folks, welcome back to the Liverpool Complete Playthrough. Good morning if you're watching in the morning. Right, let's see what we're going to discuss today then. Last episode we went through the team, we came up with our starting 11, and today we're going to continue forward. What I've done in the off season, or what we've not seen, is scout a few players. I'm going to look at those players today and maybe put a few bids in for those players. I know it's there, by the way. Tottenham have come in for a bid for Daniel Sturridge. He also wants to talk to me. Now, Premier League competition expectations. Europa League is apparently the expectation, but I think without Champions League football, without European football, we should be aiming to get in that Champions League. And wow, the money boost you get from doing that is quite fantastic. The FA Cup, we're also expected to reach the final, and that's probably to do with the fact we're not in Europe. So I think Champions League qualification and FA Cup semi-final is probably more realistic, but we'll go for the Champions League qualification. We're going to try and push the boundaries of what's possible with this Liverpool team. I do think they have the 5th or 6th best squad in the league, so in terms of expectations this season, that wouldn't be awful, but I think for the good of the series, we want to see just how well we can do with this Liverpool team. Now, Sturridge wants to discuss his future. Before we do that, let's see how much the bid is from Tottenham. They've come in with 26.5 million. Now, this is interesting. Of course, Tottenham, a divisional rival, a team that are very similar in squads to us, I think. But if they're offering me that much money for Daniel Sturridge, it just makes me wonder, what can we do with the money if we spend it? I think if it's Spurs wanting him, we should want the full value of 35 million, and we'll see what they say. They've accepted that. They came in, and then they've gone, do you know what? We'll pay the extra 9 million, or whatever it is, 8.5 million on top. So we'll accept that offer. 26 was the offer. We got 35. I don't think that's too bad. Of course, he's going to get a little bit of money because he's got a loyalty bonus, but that's not too bad. Sturridge wants to discuss his future. I will talk to him. I'm going to say I've not taken this decision lightly, but ultimately the club needs to cash on you as soon as possible. That's true, Daniel. That's just the honesty I'm prepared to offer you. I can understand you just got to, but my mind is made up. You're going to have to accept it. That's not good enough. He's got an abysmal reaction to that. It's not a good start, but we have to move him on, and now we're going to meet the players. Hopefully Daniel Sturridge reacts well to this. I guess we'll have to see how this goes. I'll say it passionately. I want to take the opportunity to introduce myself. I should have done this in episode 1, really, but I forgot it was a thing. I think we can qualify for the Champions League this year. They all seem happy about that. It's the reaction I wanted. And look at that. Everyone's morale is through the roof as things stand, apart from Sturridge, who feels a little bit sad about it. Let's get a little word from Henderson. I just want to see how the morale is at the moment. Everyone's getting along really well. We've got a great togetherness right now. Good. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate that. So, let's try and get towards our first game today. Hopefully, by the end of this episode, we'll play AC Milan. And hopefully, in just a moment, we're going to get some scout reports. It will make these players available. They already are. Actually, are they available? I don't think they need to be made available then, if they can't do it. No, we'll just leave it be. I've put some scout reports, or I've tried to get some scout reports for a few players in key positions I think we should strengthen. Spoke about last time. Left back, centre back, and maybe even some of the wide areas. So that's the places I've looked. Oxford want Conor Randall on loan for the year. Wolves want Grujic, a player that I would quite like to keep around, if I'm honest. He offers me some good depth in midfield. A very, very, very well-rounded player. So we're going to reject that, actually. I don't want to lose him. Not at this stage, anyway. We'll see what happens with the other members of the squad. Now, let's go through a few of these players, then. Players that I think we can maybe bring in. The first of which, it's been talked about in real life as well, actually. Michael Keane from Burnley. There's a value of around probably 22, 23 million we might be able to get him for. Very good, strong central midfield player, centre-back player. Of course, the only issue is he's formerly of Manchester United, so I don't know how willing he'd be to join Liverpool, but he's got great pace on him, really good mental attributes, and his technicals aren't too bad, and they'll probably improve. He's got no cons, apparently, so I think we should at least put a little feeler bid in for him. We've got 82 million to spend, and I'm looking for a real long-term partner for Joel Matip that can do a job this season as well, and I don't think Dejan Lovren is that man for me. He deteriorates quite quickly on the game this year. We'll make an offer of 20 million, and we'll just see what they say. We're going to try and fill this out a little bit. Steven De Vrij. Now, interestingly, very similar in mental attributes to Michael Keane. Slightly better technically. Physically, not as quick, but again, he's very good there. The Dutchman, he would be a really good player to bring in. Now, can he speak English? I'm interested to know. He's fluent in English. Right, we will put a bid in then. We did 20 million for Michael Keane. We'll do the same for Stephen De Vrij. I did call him the fridge on a previous series I've done. We'll make the offer. We'll see what's said. Now, in more attacking areas, this left side of midfield, or left wing, was the main area I was looking at. Of course, we've got Coutinho that plays there, and in the system we've got at the moment, plays as an advanced playmaker. The question I was asking last time, as you remember, was, do we change this up, and do we bring in another winger to have wingers either side, and then free Coutinho up to play in these midfield options with Lallana and Firmino? Difficult, isn't it? What are we going to do with a problem like Coutinho? I think we look at these players, we'll go through them. We won't necessarily put in bids at this point, unless there's someone there for really good value. Felipe Anderson from Lazio, the Brazilian. Ika Munain, of course, from Athletic Bilbao. You've got Inaki Williams from the same club. They kind of play either side for Bilbao. Estimated cost there, though, 43 million. I think that's probably his release clause. Something at this stage we'll probably avoid. I mean, he's a good player, he's Inaki Williams, but he's not quite the finished article. So we'll stay away from that for now. Shakhtar's Bernard will be a name familiar to a lot of you. Some doubts over that player, though, but worth tracking. Now, Keita Balde would be a really interesting buy. He's interested in the transfer. Would cost between 17 and 37. That's not really narrowed it down, has it? It would be an interesting player. Can play on either side. He's either foot as well. It's got some nice player traits there. Moves into channels, which I quite like. Plays short, simple passes, which would suit the philosophy we've got going on. Knocks ball past opponents, cuts in from both wings, and runs with the ball often. Lots of attributes there that I am a fan of. Oh, this is tricky. Okay, what we'll do is we'll put a little bid in for him. We'll go around... What was the suggestion? 17 to 37. Right, we'll go around 22, I think, to begin with. 22, 23, why not? 23. See what they say. We'll make the offer and see what they come back with. The other option was Yarmolenko, who at 26 looks really good. At Dynamo Kiev, obviously a name that you'll no doubt be familiar with. Him and Conor Pilanka were like the two Ukrainian wonders, weren't they, for a long time at Football Manager. Is this the kind of player, though, that suits our system? Very tall, can play on both sides, can also play as an inside forward on that right side if anything happened to Mane, and is left-footed. I think again, what was the offer? It's going to have to be pretty big. 35 million. You're probably thinking in between the 41 and 28, which is quite a lot. Difficult. He doesn't speak English either. Something to note too. If he comes into the side, he won't be able to adapt to us straight away because of his lack of English speaking. Do you know what? We'll leave Yarmolenko for now. And the other player we had actually was Rob McNolly, centre back. I like him a lot. 21 years old, from Milan. What was there was no estimated cost. They don't know how much it is. That's mainly to do because they don't want to sell him. I'm realising. Right, okay. He's interested in the transfer though. Maybe what we'll do with Rob McNolly is make a little tester bid, just to try and get him a little bit frustrated at Milan. 15 million. See what they say. Right, lots of bids gone in. We've got a game against Milan coming up soon. Conor Randall, we are going to loan out. Of course, we've got two right backs as cover. Conor Randall, decent player, but probably not going to feature in the first team this year, especially. And I've got a meeting with the media. And then we've got some training advice summary things to look through as well. I'm going to kind of fly through this. I tend to know what to say. So I think the ambition's fantastic. They're going to be successful. I want every player to know they can come with me with anything. I believe I can be the catalyst to spark the revival. Liverpool clearly need a revival. Absolutely, that competition is my main focus when talking about the Premier League. And I'm not prepared to talk about my transfer policy. And I'm going to say I'm looking to take the advantage of the interest in Daniel Sturridge, because that's true. So why not? Individual training regimes. James Milner apparently could be the penalty taker for us. Doesn't actually start for us at the moment, though. James Milner is the biggest question mark over everything. If Moreno doesn't play well, he's going to go into left back. If the two midfielders get any injuries, he's the perfect player to bring in, especially sort of that box-to-box midfielder. We've got captain Jordan Henderson. James Milner would be a fantastic replacement if anything were to happen to Henderson. So he's a great versatile player to have. He'll hate that. He'll hate the fact I think that. I just won't say it to his face. Continuing forward then. Loan offers again have been made for Grujic. Newcastle and Villa have come in. Villa would play him as a first team regular, which would be great for his development, I have to say. We've got other players that can play there. Other sort of... this is difficult. I think, do you know what, we'll leave it for now. Well, again, we'll wait until later in the window. We might offer him out on loan later in the season. We'll do normal bonuses. I think normal bonuses. Actually, FA Cup, they were at the final, so we'll put that as high. And then Premier League title odds. We're fifth favourites. 7-2, very similar to Tottenham's 14-1. Interesting then. I mean, we're not favourites for the top four, but there's a chance we can get in there. City clear favourites. Well, not clear favourites, but favourites. Manchester United, Chelsea are still just behind. Of course, in real life, Chelsea have bossed things. Now, here we are. First bit of news of the whole transfer window. Daniel Sturridge to leave. Go to Tottenham for 35 million. Divisional rival. They've got Harry Kane. We're selling him anyway. 35 million to me is a pretty good value for money. If that happened in real life, I'd be snapping Tottenham's hands off. And here we are then. Loads of negotiations have taken place. Loads of... all these teams have come back with me. Let's see then. Keita Balde, or Balde Keita, however you want to say it, they've come back with what is quite a lot of money. 36 million. I can't remember what our initial bid was now. Right, well, we'll try and bring this down there. We'll go around to the 26 mark. They want some of the profit for his next sale. I'm going to go back in with 26 and 20%, and we'll see what they say to that. Again, that's just reminding of the injuries we've got. If we can select them if they're not fit, we won't do that for now then. Lazio stall over the Vijbrit a bit. Interesting. There have been more offers for him. PSG and Manchester City have both gone in for Stephen DeVee. I don't know how you say it. It's just SDV. That sounds like a disease. Let's leave that then. We're also getting some players that we should potentially be scouting. Look at these young ones, but the other ones I'm not that interested in. Maximilian Arnold, is he good? We'll scout him as well. Why not? Right, moving forward and closer towards this Milan game, which I'm hoping we'll get to play today. I'm trying to keep this episode around the 20-minute mark. I don't want it to be too long. Let's see. The Michael Keane deal has been negotiated. They've come up with 24 million. That's what it could rise to. And potential profit on the next sale. We'll put that at 10%. We'll lower that a little bit. And do you know what? I've offered 20 million. I think 20 million's fair. And so I'm just going to... I don't want to suggest it. I just want to make the offer again. 20 million. You either accept it or you don't. We'll see what they say. Leon have come in for Adam Bogdan. All right. Yeah. I thought about it for just a second, and he's gone. Sam Hart has also wanted out on loan, so we'll do that. Ron McNody's bid has been rejected. Of course, they don't want to sell him, but we're just putting in little feeler bids. We'll up it just by 250,000. We'll see if he wants to move. He might try and force it. Oh, big news. Matip returns from his injury, but Adam Lallana is out for 3 to 4 weeks with a sports hernia, which does change things. Not dramatically, but does change things. We're getting a few of our scout reports coming in as well. Reading want Gurich as well. That's not happening. Okay, so if Lallana's out injured, he won't feature in the friendly. He probably won't feature in the first couple of league games either. And this now brings us that conundrum. We've got Jorginho Wijnaldum, who can obviously play in that sort of position, but is more suited to a central midfield role. For me, he's kind of the replacement for Emre Can. So a slightly more creative replacement for Emre Can, but a replacement all the same. We don't really have any other natural left-sided players if we're going to move Coutinho inside, which I am going to do. And the question is, who plays on this left-hand side? Is it the kind of situation now where we need to try and bring someone in? I think for now, we're going to play Ojo there as a winger, because Shea Ojo, young player, one of the players that we need to try and develop this season. Of course, that is in the board philosophies. So that's what we'll try and do. Shea Ojo will get in there for now as we continue forward, getting ever closer to that Milan game. Another negotiation for Balde Keita. Now, it went to 26, I remember that now. We'll go to 28, and we'll try and lower this to 20%, and we'll see what they say. We've raised it a little bit. With the injury to Lallana, there's almost a little bit more urgency put on this signing now. Got great flair, great dribbling, very pacey. He's the kind of player I would quite like it at the club, if I'm honest. De Vrij have come back. 31.5 million. They've gone for the flat fee of 31.5 million. Is that what the other teams are offering? That's what I want to see. That's not what they're offering at all. So we're going to go right back down to 22 million. I think obviously Manchester City are offering add-ons to whatever their deal is. We're going to go to 22 million and carry on going forward. I'm quite enjoying this. This is fun. This is different to obviously what I normally do. You don't usually see all of my transfer negotiations. Very rarely do you see this, actually. They've come back at 29. I would love to know what the offer is from Man City, sort of the total offer. Also, Burnley have gone, look, we've said 24 million. You ignored it. I did ignore it. After 50 league games, 2 million more isn't too bad. What we'll do is, though, we'll remove that 200 grand and we'll put this to 19. So the value of the transfer that we're offering is actually going up here. It's now 21 million. We'll make that offer again, counter offer. I think Michael Keane for 21 million. It's him or the fridge at this stage, isn't it? It's one or the other. I don't know which one we're going to go with, though. This is quite. I'm quite enjoying this. Romagnoli. Oh, do you know? We're gonna forgo the Romagnoli bid for now. Adam Bogdan, for actual real life money, is going to Lyon. I can barely believe it, but he's on his way. Right. So all these players seem relatively fit still. No need to make any changes. Right. Milan. I'm interested to see this Milan game, but there's so much going on. Burnley have come back again. They've changed it ever so slightly. It's now 23.5. I'm going to put this down to, we're going to change a few of these. Per league appearance. 100,000 per league appearance. So it's 22 overall. We'll lower this down to 10%. We'll make the offer again. We'll see if they come back. If he wants a massive contract, this will all be for nothing. Grujic again. Wanted on loan from Lyon. They want Grujic and Bogdan. Who knew? Milner's retired from England. Of course, that has already happened in real life, but I think it's set to happen on the 5th of August. Steve Bruce wants to sign Jordan Williams. Okay, Steve, not a problem. And so far, we're only training one tactic, the familiarity of which is almost non-existent. Balde Keita, they've come back in again, 33.5 million. We've just sold Daniel Sturridge for a very similar amount overall. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to want slightly more of a return for the money in this stakes. Like they've said minimum league goals, 2 million. They need to 20 goals. They need to 10 goals. I'd rather have 20 goals. I think if we just put that down to 2 as well, 50 games, that'll bring it to 30. And then there's an add-on there if he scores 20 goals, 2.5 million. The percentage of the next sale is quite high, but I don't think there'll be that much profit, actually, if we ever come to sell him on. So we'll make that offer. We'll see what they say. Top young player odds, we don't have any, which is a bit concerning. And the Fridge, they've come back in again. Is he that much better? I think we need to compare, don't we? We're at that point now where we should compare the Fridge and Michael Keane. Which is the better option for us as a team? We're probably looking for a more, I don't want to say creative defender because they don't really exist, but a bit more of a ball player at the back. They both are ball-playing defenders, hence we came for them to begin with. And in terms of technical and attacking attributes, Michael Keane just has him. He's much quicker as well, but then defending physically and aerially, the Fridge is better on all three. It's difficult. Do we want pace or do we want assured centre-back cover? I guess the question is, are either of them that much better than Lovren? I think the Fridge is more like Lovren. He's not as quick, but he's solid. So we're almost getting ourselves another Lovren, which is a bit daft considering we already have one. Unless, of course, we take advantage of the interest in Dejan Lovren and move him on. He's a high earner at the club, 70 grand a week. I think we take advantage of the interest in Dejan Lovren here and try and move him on for around 30 million and see if we get any offers. And then all of a sudden, we can get De Vrij and Michael Keane, and it's not looking too bad. We've got really good defensive cover. Of course, Sakho's gone to Crystal Palace. 25 million. We'll see what they say. Lovren now wants to talk about leaving. I don't want to talk to Dejan Lovren. His agent's obviously been on the phone. He's got a lot of interest in him. Can't be doing with that. Cannot be doing with that. Right. This video's going on a little bit longer, this one. We may well do the game against Milan. We might not. I'm not sure at this stage. We'll see. There's so much negotiation. Transfer negotiations are plenty. No club considers the 30 million, obviously, to be viable. We'll go back down. Chelsea. Here we are then. This is very interesting. Burnley have responded to my offer for Michael Keane, and they've suddenly gone 36 million. Now that's interesting. That suggests to me that Chelsea, you horrible men. Chelsea have come in and gone, we'll just have him then. And they've tried to rival me. They've gone for 29 million, which means Burnley now hold all the cards. And it looks like we're going to, after all these negotiations with Michael Keane, it looks as if we're going to miss out on Michael Keane, which is a big shame. And I think we are going to miss out on Michael Keane. And based on how long this episode's going, we're not even going to play Milan today, but it's been a very interesting transfer negotiation, which might well end right here with the signing of Balde Keita. We're going to drop this to 80,000, selling on fee to 4 million, 2.5 for the agent fee, and remove the sell on fee percentage, and just frankly see if he's okay with that. And he's not. Okay, he's raised a few of these. We're just going to put them straight back down to what they were and suggest it again. And there we are then. I think that, for my money, is a pretty good signing for the money we're going to get him for. 28 million is the fee with a few add-ons as well. Could rise to 32.5. Not too bad at all. With the Fridge at this point, I think we have to make this offer. Michael Keane looks like he's going to be going to Chelsea. I'm not prepared to pay that amount of money. And they want to strengthen in terms of midfielders. Well, we're bringing one in, so that's not too bad. Are we going for a double Lazio purchase here, by the way? I think we are. Oh, Lazio. You're making about 55 million from me at this point. Henderson as captain, Milner as the vice-captain. And the contract talks with Steven De Vrij. Now, this is a huge chunk of change for his contract. He's currently on 40 grand a week. I think 95, my friend, is a bit more realistic. Huge signing on fee. We do have quite a big balance, so I'm not too concerned about that, actually. The sell-on fee percentage again, we're just going to get rid of it. I don't want it in there. Let's see what he says to that. He's not going to like that. That's quite a come down. In fact, let's do some performance-based perks. If we win the Premier League, for example, you can have 800,000. If we win the FA Cup this season, you can have not half a million, blimey, 300,000, I think probably about right. And suggest those terms. He's come back and just gone, no, I want everything I wanted beforehand. 100 grand a week, 5 million. Get rid of your pig in sell-on fee percentage. His agent wants 3 million. I'll stick with that now. And they're still not sure. 120 million. Signing on fee, 5 million. I'm going to keep trying to push this back. I don't want to do it. We'll lock in 100,000 and we'll lock in the 5 million and we'll see what else he says. And yearly wage rise is ridiculous. You can get rid of that and exclude that from the negotiation. Everything else has gone up. Appearance fee's gone up quite a lot. Clean sheet's gone up. That's performance-based, so again, not too bad. If he's getting capped internationally, that's a good thing, but he is Dutch, so he's probably going to anyway. Team of the year. We'll up the team of the year one, I think. And then we'll lower down like the international caps. We'll put this at 25,000. Tense negotiations here. Clean sheet. We'll put that at 25. That should be done. There we go. 2 signings. Look like they're coming in. Centre back to play alongside Joel Matip, and then we've got Keita coming in to play on that left side, can also play on the right side as well. Gives us good, like the problem Liverpool have had this year, they've had no one to help replace Mane if anything happens to him. Of course, he goes off to the African Cup of Nations. This could be the solution to that problem. And next episode then, I know I kind of promised it today, the game against Milan will kick off the next episode, and we'll go through the team and whatnot, and we'll see if those signings get done. So, if you enjoyed today's episode, please do leave a like. Again, we'll be back tomorrow for some more of the Liverpool Complete Playthrough series. If you're enjoying it, do let me know in the comments section, and let me know what you thought about the decisions I made today. Goodbye.